A few weeks ago, I covered 6 places in Genshin Impact we hardly know anything about. There is one, however, that a lot of people have been requesting me to talk about for a while, and that place is known as the Mare Jivari. The Mare Jivari, the Sea of Ash where Stanley perished. Bennett also calls it the Edge of the World in his Windbloom Festival poem. This place is definitely filled with mysteries, and today we are going to unravel more about that, and our boy Benny also can be linked to this place. But first, before we begin though, if you enjoy Teyvat's Facts and Wisdom, be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoy the content. After the video is over, join us over in our community Discord server, where we talk all about Genshin, including lore. Okay, with that said, let's open the Teyvat dictionary and see what's been uncovered. Firstly, let's hop into the Mare Javari itself. The name translates to Silent Sea of Ashes. From what I stated in my 6 Mysterious Places video, it could be a reference to Rio Javari, South America, which points heavily towards Natlan having Latin American ties. In Venti's story quest, we find out that the famous adventurer Stanley died at the Mare Javari for the purpose of protecting Hans Archibald. Mare Javari is depicted as a harsh lava plain with volcanic activity, and is viewed as the hell of the world practically. Bennett himself refers to it as the Edge of the World in his Windbloom Festival poem, like I mentioned in the intro. During part 2 of Noel's hangout, during the quiz for the guild's entrance exam, Cyrus mentions Mare Jivari as well, calling it a silent, windless place that is considered very taboo amongst many in Mondstadt. This is very intriguing, casting Mare Jivari in a much darker shadow, almost on an ominous level. Makes you think they have heavy superstitions on the place. That's just the surface area though. The real lore comes into play when we look into the Lava Walker artifact set. From what the artifact set states about Mare Javari is that there was a group of people who worshipped a phoenix there, but also the Lava Walker himself. The Lava Walker had a group of disciples worshipping him due to his ability to survive in the Mare Javari. He had lived there, and according to his goblet, even drank the lava, which is pretty insane. The Lava Walker was also a renowned sage, and thus also had teachers. His teachers were beyond shocked when it came to him living in the Mare Javari, and even grew jealous of him. His teacher ordered him to step into the Mare Javari wearing the Lava Walker circlet, and he did so. Eventually, he disappeared into the lava, and after a while, the Sea of Ashes burned him. So, bottom line, the Mare Javari is a sea of lava that has been known for burning adventurers alive. It's one of the most dangerous places in the land of Teyvat. I think that pretty much summarizes what it is. There's a character that takes the Mare Javari to a whole other level though, that being our favorite unfortunate adventurer, Bennett. According to Bennett's character story 2, it depicts Bennett as an abandoned baby of the world, and an adventurer finds and takes him in as his own. The place where he finds Bennett is described as this. The scorching flames scalded his skin, the deafening thunder almost ruptured his eardrums, and the hollering winds threatened to rip his soul from him. At the end of this hellish journey, what awaited him was a baby. The old adventurer thought he was the first living thing to pass through this hell on Earth. But how could he explain that which lay before him? This baby must be a child abandoned by the world itself. Though there were no mighty artifacts, jewelry, or gold, the old man's face did not seem disappointed in the slightest, for he regarded this baby, whose life hung by a mere thread, to be his treasure. This child is what I was meant to find on this journey, he thought as he took the baby into his arms. Even if what he was about to do opposed the will of the world itself, he was unafraid. Bennett is a lot more than meets the eye. In fact, let me show you something. This is Yansan, and she is seen as the character representing Natlan in the Teyvat chapter trailers. Don't her and Bennett look very similar when it comes to the hair and eyes? What's really peculiar is what is stated by Dane during Natlan's brief time on the screen.
Rules of war are woven in the womb. The victors shall burn bright, while the losers must turn to ash. When the god of war shares this secret with the traveler, it is because she has her reasons.
This right here immediately tells me that Bennett could be the victim of an unfortunate tragedy that happened in Natlan. Bennett was abandoned, and he was found at the Mare Jivari. The loser turns to ash. The Pyro Archon shares this with the traveler because of her reasons. What if those reasons are to hint to us that Bennett could have been abandoned due to these reasons? Someone in Bennett's family could have possibly lost a duel, and therefore he had to be tossed into the Sea of Ashes. Bennett's constellation is also Rota Calamitus, which translates to Wheel of Misfortune. Bennett, his entire life, is seen as a natural bad luck charm, literally attracting misfortune wherever he is. His fate or destiny is to be a bad luck charm, but there's a reason for this. I'll be touching upon this a little later on. For now, I want to dive more into the Phoenix. Why the Phoenix, you may ask? Well, I feel their symbolism and purpose in the Genshin story help play a part in helping Bennett along his journey. Firstly, the Phoenix, in a plethora of cultures, symbolizes birth, immortality, resurrection, and the starting of a new age, or dawn, if you will. This is going to sound kind of crazy, but I believe that the Phoenix in Genshin placed its consciousness or will into the Ragnvindr family. If we take a look back at the Ragnvindr family lineage, all of them helped bring a new age or dawn into the world. 2,600 years ago, one of them fought against the tyrant Decarabian. 1,000 years ago, Ragnvindr, or the Dawn Knight, fought with Vanessa and the Wanderer's trope to overthrow the aristocracy. Diluc's constellation is called Noctua, or the Nightbird. His ultimate is called Dawn, and it quotes, "The only reason to walk in darkness is to light it up. Behold, that fleeing light in the dead of the night is the herald of the coming dawn." His C4 is also called Phoenix, Harbinger of Dawn. Is it so far-fetched that a consciousness can't be placed elsewhere? Raiden Makoto previously blew our minds with this concept. The Phoenix's will is to find the Phoenix itself, or the Harbinger of Dawn. Diluc is not the Harbinger of Dawn, but I believe Bennett is. One more small tidbit is that in Honkai, a Phoenix's consciousness is elsewhere, and the Phoenix is known to be close to Murata Himiko. This also means that the will of the Phoenix and the past and current Pyro Archon's ideals are similar. That is why the Pyro Archon informs the traveler of the secret. There's also the idea that the Phoenix has the ability to keep resurrecting itself. That's why its will has gone for generations, seeking out this Harbinger of Dawn. In Diluc's backstory, he mentions a motto he goes by: "Evil cannot go unpunished. Never settle for mediocrity. Never forget that the dawn will one day come." Think about it. There's a reason why Bennett was taken in, and it heavily hints that what is being stated in the Teyvat chapter trailer depicts what happened to Bennett, especially being abandoned. If you still don't believe me, take a look at what the Pyro Archon's Agate Gemstone has to say. A pilgrimage for a wish, a battle to earn a name, burnt to cinders for a dream. If the intention remains achieved, blank's truth he has. Bennett is always constantly trying to prove himself. He is on a pilgrimage and is always in battle trying to earn a name as an adventurer. He has this because his constellation embodies misfortune. Bennett is seen to me as a symbol of changing fate in the world of Teyvat. That is possible. An embodiment of misfortune being the unexpected Harbinger of Dawn doesn't sound too crazy in my eyes. Plus, just look at Bennett's design. It just screams main protagonist vibes. And on top of that, he can wield the Harbinger of Dawn being a sword user. Still think I'm crazy? In Bennett's wish art, he is literally wielding the Harbinger of Dawn. Bennett is going to be the character that breaks the tradition of destiny in Teyvat being pre-planned. That this misfortunate character is going to be the hero, or a hero. He is going to be the hero according to the Night Mother's prophecy and the Pale Princess in Six Pygmies. So maybe Diluc and Bennett will work together as the Phoenix itself and the will of the Phoenix. The character lineage ties to Natlan don't lie. The redhead children of Murata and Bennett's ties to Natlan being abandoned at the Mare Jivari, to me is just more than a coincidence. Lastly, I think we can directly connect Bennett to a phoenix known as Bennu. Bennu was actually the name the Egyptians gave to the phoenix, and later on it became known as the phoenix in Greek culture. I found this interesting article in regards to Bennu. Bennu is mostly depicted as a heron, with a long straight back, a head adorned with 2 erect feathers, and its plumage red and golden. It was a sacred bird of Heliopolis, city of the sun, where it stayed on the Ben stone or obelisk, inside the town sanctuary. Its true home was, however, the Arabian desert. It only came back to Heliopolis to die and be reborn. Bennu was associated with the sun god Ra, and with Osiris, god of the underworld, who is said to have given the secret of eternal life to Bennu. Bennu also symbolizes rebirth as it rises from its ashes like a new sun rises when the old has died. It also symbolizes a new period of wealth and fertility, when the Nile flooded the earth each year. Bennett and Bennu. The names are, very similar. It resurrects itself several times, and Bennett could be the human incarnation. From the pile of ashes, a new phoenix arises, young and powerful. It then embalms the ashes of its predecessor in an egg of myrrh, and flies to the city of the sun, Heliopolis, where it deposits the egg on the altar of the sun god. Maybe the lava walker is also an incarnation of the phoenix, and Bennett is the next one after. I mean, how the hell can you explain the lava walker being able to survive Mare Jivari and the fact the feather is a phoenix feather? Well, that wraps up my thoughts on the Mare Jivari and Bennett's connection to it. What do you guys think? Do you think this is crazy, or do you think it makes sense? Let me know your thoughts down below. With that said, I'm just going to close the Teyvattionary and end this little discussion here. I can tell you guys are pretty antsy to comment something. So yeah, I'm going to close the Teyvattionary, and with that said, I will see you in the future for more Genshin Impact content and lore.